We're here tonight with the AC-Kpro 2021 that we have compared against the AC-1 2021 in another video that you can check out on our website. And we are here with the AC-Z 2021. So practically today what I want to do is to show you a little bit of differences between the two sails, so you can easily choose which model is fitting more for your windsurfing needs. Practically the AC-Kpro is a sail that is deriving from our AC-1. As I was explaining before, the AC-1 is exactly the same as our AC-Kpro, but the AC-Kpro has a smaller sleeve. So when we have to compare this model to the AC-Z, what are the differences? The AC-Z is actually a sail which we developed from a 3-camber sail originally. So it was like our Pro-Am racing sail. And from there we developed the AC-Z. The AC-Z has now not 3 cambers as it was born, it has actually 2 cambers. So that's the first difference against the AC-K, where the AC-Kpro has 3 cambers. Here we only have 2 cambers. And the cambers are placed below the boom only. So the 2 cams are placed underneath the boom. On top of the boom we have no cambers. So it's free, it's camless, just like a normal no-cam slalom racing sail. The sleeve is kind of wide because in the end this is the widest point. On the second camber we have the widest point, which is only compared to the AC-K around 4 centimeters smaller in that area. So the difference in the sleeve is not that big in the lower area of the sail. The big difference comes here, of course, where here we have no wide sleeve, and on the AC-Kpro you still have the sleeve wide going all the way to the top. So what is this first difference that we see? This first difference is that the AC-Z, not having the wide sleeve on the top, you can already imagine that when you have to water start, if you take it from here at the back, there's no water inside, so it's very light to lift up. So it's light like a no-cam sail. So there's no weight on the top of the sail to lift it up. Also to uphold, it's very light to uphold. So that's one first advantage that you have on the AC-Z against a sail which has a wide sleeve all the way to the top. So for those who are not having great abilities in water starting or falling often, this could be a nice option against a full wide sleeve sail. The second thing is that the cambers, being below, generate a deep profile only at the bottom. So what happens is that the drive, the power of the sail that you feel when you sail, it's only here at the bottom of the sail. So when you're sailing, the low power, the power that you have where you're standing, you can easily contrast this power. So it's an easy power to contrast, it's an easy power to make you close the gap. And in this way, you can keep always the gap closed, even without too much strength. And if you can keep your stance and you don't move, of course you will be fast. Your average speed will be faster. While on a wide sleeve sail, the fact that you have the wide sleeve all the way to the top, this is extra power. This is the power that pushes, that it's pulling you, it's giving you drive as well. So it's not only at the bottom, but it's also up here at the top. Of course, it's less than at the bottom because the wide sleeve is getting smaller here, but you still get a lot of power. So that this power gives you more acceleration, gives you more aerodynamics into the wind, and therefore the sail is feeling like it's just more aerodynamic. It's going to be a little bit faster in some situations, especially in the low wind, where you need a little bit more power. But of course, if you're not able to contrast this power here at the top, then your stance keeps moving and then your average speed goes down. While on that one, if you just can keep close, in the end you would be almost as fast as this sail if you don't have the energy. So this, if you feel like you're a bit more sportive, this will give you the extra edge in acceleration, in the drive, and a little bit more power. Going back to the AC-Z, we only have, as I said, 2 cambers here below. So here there's no third camber. There's no third camber. Not having a camber in this place, it's actually making the rotation much lighter. This is the place where you have the maximum laugh curve, So this is the place where you get a lot of camber power as well. So when you jibe this sail, having the cambers only below, it will make the sail just much more smoother in the transition. So when you jibe the sail, you take the sail on the other side, it will feel like a no-cam sail. You will not have this strong bang from the cams which pull you forward, which gives you instability. You know, it will be just very, very soft, just like a no-cam sail. While when you have 3 cams, of course the top camber over the boom will give you a little bit more power, so you need to be more reactive. When you take the sail, you need to be ready to actually feel the drive that the sail is going to give you because of the wider sleeve also on the top and the extra camber. So that's one of the biggest difference. The mass sleeve material of the AC-Z is Dacron, it's full Dacron here. This material is softer. Being softer, it means that it's going to allow you to have a little bit more shock absorption on the waves. So when you hit the chop, you hit the waves, this material is softer, so the sail will feel softer and easier. While on the AC-K, we also have the Dacron in the bottom area of the sail. We still have the Dacron in the bottom of the sail for the same reason, but it already starts to have a little bit more of X-ply on the top as well, because this material is stiffer, so therefore it's more reactive. More reactive means more acceleration when the gas hits in, so that you will get to a higher speed at a faster time than not having the X-ply. Going to the outline of the sails, the AC-Z and AC-Kpro are pretty similar, except that the AC-Z, even if the laugh length is about the same, the boom length is about the same, the difference is that the AC-Z is a little bit more slimmer. What does this mean? It means that the outline, the leech at the back, is actually a bit more negative. Negative means a little bit less power, but also a lighter feeling. While the AC-Kpro, instead of being negative, it's kind of straight. It has a little bit of negative, but not that much here behind. And the reason is to give a little bit more power when you need to point upwind, when you need to accelerate, when you need to overtake. So it's an outline which is made more for racing, and the AC-Z has an outline which is more for like feel and easier feeling, more for like enjoying it. The opening of the leech is also a little bit different. On the AC-K, the opening is a little bit more open on button number 4, which gives a better downwind angle for racing, for going downwind on a racing course, slalom course. So to go downwind is just a little bit easier, while when you have to go upwind, it will be the outline which will be working. So it's a compromise made more to go downwind. While on the AC-Z, button 4 is a little bit more closed behind. So it's actually easier to go half-wind, it's actually easier to go upwind, because if we go out for having a bit more fun, we don't want to be stressed to, you know, just use our skills to go more upwind. You know, the sail will go upwind more automatically. But of course, to go downwind, it will not get to the same angle as the AC1 or the AC-Kpro. Say?
Right.
This is now the AC-Z profile. Practically, this area, you have a wide sleeve as we were talking before, and it goes to a no-cam sleeve up here. If you see the transition between the wide sleeve, the cambers, to a no-cam sail, it's very, very regular. It's a beautiful work because it's very, very regular. You still have a nice profile here in the front, all the way, which slowly becomes always more and more flat. So you have the pressure, a nice constant pressure, all the way from the wide sleeve to the no-cam area, and then you keep the profile to keep the stability of the sail, the power of the sail as well, and then just flattening out here at the end. So here we have a very nice profile going from top all the way down to the bottom, very clean, no wrinkles. And here at the back we have a constant leech which goes all the way down to the second button, and the first button has a little closure to create a winglet effect to give a little bit more power and stability to the sail. And here always at the bottom we have only one eyelet position, which is where we just put the pressure from the boom, and it's exactly this spot. This is where you will get the best setting to then open up the leech to have exactly this tension, and we developed it from here. So this is actually a very important point to have it here, and that's why we just gave you no options, just one. And the clue cutout opening is not that big compared to the AC-Kpro. It's smaller by around, let's say, 5 to 10 cm, depends on the sail sizes. And this is actually allowing the S shaping of the sail, where we give more on the AC1 and the AC-K, but we give a little bit less on the AC-Z, because in the end it gives a little bit more power, as we took out power from the negative leech. As you see, we have a very clean blade. The foil is super clean, has a nice profile in the front, very steady, going all the way to the middle of the sail and then flattening out at the back. And when you look at the leech, it's also very constant. It's opening like a real proper wing. I'm sure you will have a lot of fun with the sails. On both AC-K and AC-Z, you actually have the settings here. When you downhold the sail, make sure that the loose area goes all the way to the setting. Don't pull less, because you just feel the sail to be heavier. Don't pull more, because the sail will feel, yes, lighter, but also more unstable. This is the perfect position. We have put this luff panel here. It has, as you see, Kevlar inside. This will actually create a stronger cam feeling, meaning that this area will be more stable. So the top of the sail will actually be even more stable compared to the model of last year, which didn't have it. And so you will actually keep your stance longer in the position. You will not move around when you're sailing, because the sail will just stay even more locked in, and therefore your speed will be faster. Both sails are made with the same materials. We have the X-ply materials at the base of the sail to give you extra protection. We have the anti-UV black shaded, so that you can still see through, of course, but it will last much longer in the sun compared to any transparent materials. The materials are all made in the US. You can read more about it directly on this piece of paper that you will find on each sail, and I hope you will have fun with the sails.